Go.
Okay, just firstly wanted to thank Brett for having us along at his camp here in Majorca. We've had 6 days where it's been pretty eye-opening. We've probably learned more in 6 days to do with triathlon, not swim, bike, run, than we've had in the whole rest of our triathlon time together. Just a couple of little questions, Brett.
Sure.
Feel free to go wherever you like with them, but one of them, I love your, like, coming from running, we say easy, moderate, hard, but I love your moderate, medium, mad, I think it is.
Yep.
And what a little bit of like just your thoughts around that, and then this grey zone or training in the dead zone, and what your theory is with training hard or whatever.
Well, what we try to do is, when we talk to different people, everybody's got a different perception of themselves. So when you go through the coaching manuals, they've all got zones. So this is, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. What's the difference between the zones? Well, it depends. Like Tash might have a heart rate maximum of 200, yours might be 170.
Yeah.
So of course her zone 3 is not your zone 3.
Yeah.
And so I think it gets very complicated, and what I try to do is teach people to feel how they're feeling in a race and understand their own body. So we all got an idea of where easy is,
Yes.
So we do our easy, and then we do our moderate, and then we do medium, and we do mad, and then everybody's perception is going to be different. And so basically, mad spells it out. The linguistics of mad means, okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
so,
love that.
not just you, everybody can understand that. Remember, I'm training people from 20 different nationalities.
Yes.
So they can all understand, even if it's their second language,
Yes.
they can understand, how do I say go all out? You say go fast. Other people say go hard.
Yeah.
The English will have a different connotation because they're English.
Yes.
But being able to say moderate, medium, they get the feel of it, and then mad, everybody, doesn't matter where they come from, understands, okay, well, bang, we're going for it.
Yeah.
And remember, the mad is only the question mark.
Yes.
We never do mad as this is going to be mad. It's always moderate, medium, and then we see how we're going.
Yes.
And the reason we do that is because then we can, it's like our break from overtraining. So when we always, no matter how tired we feel, we go to moderate, and then we always go to medium, and I don't care if I feel dead, I say put up with it and go the medium. And then once we finish the medium, we then make a judgment call.
Right.
If we're absolutely...
From watching the athlete.
Yeah, well, they'll make themselves.
Yes,
You do
good
it
call.
yourself.
Yeah.
The call is you make it. So, okay, I'm struggling at medium, but I don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Stay at medium.
Yes.
Okay? Or, I'm absolutely crawling here. I feel sick. I'm terrible. You drop it back to moderate.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going along and the breeze is going through your hair and you think, you beauty, I'm feeling great,
Yeah.
well, then straight away, you go mad.
Yeah.
So you control it on how you feel at that very... It's not me saying to you, well, how are you doing? You're asking yourself that question.
Yeah, good.
And the more you ask yourself that question, whether it be in the swim pool, whether it be on the run or the bike, you'll get a better kinetic feel of what you're actually doing. A good example today was I took the watches off
Yeah, we
the
saw
pros,
that. Yeah, you took all the watches.
and Nicola was running within 1 second of what times I was expecting her to run, and she didn't even know it.
Right.
But
Good
she's
feel.
got so much the feel. So when she did the what we called in her case, it was very mad for everybody else.
Yeah.
But she was doing 4 lappers,
Yeah.
moderate.
Yeah.
She was hitting the 120s like boom, boom, boom. Okay, when she was doing the 1 lappers, she was hitting 115s. When she's doing 200, she's hitting 36s. But she didn't have the pressure on herself of looking at the watch.
Yeah.
So if she didn't feel good that day, it was all about how she felt.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so there you go. We did an hour 15 run,
Yeah.
and she hit
Everything.
everything the way I wanted it to, and was under no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah.
But that's because of years and years of feeling the moderate, medium, mad.
Yeah.
And so people get it wrong. They think, oh, every session's moderate, medium, mad. The mad is only an option.
Yes.
The moderate and medium is in stone.
Yes.
The going out, if it's an hour run, is in stone.
Yes.
Not what everybody else does. Oh, today I don't feel real good, so I turn around and go home.
Yes.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, if we say we're going for an hour run, we go for an hour run. If we're going for a 3-hour bike ride, I don't care if you're falling off it.
You're on.
Once we say we're going, it can all be easy.
Yeah.
You've seen yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody was pressured to do anything.
No.
But this is what we said, this is easy, moderate, medium, max.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do is get that feel,
Yeah.
you know.
So
One
the
of
athlete understanding
Yes,
and feeling
exactly.
themselves.
And the way we do that, so the next thing is, well, that's not very scientific. There's nothing scientific with human body. It's just, it's a whole lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not exact science. You're not building a bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
The engineering of it. So they say, this is very exact. You pay $200 to go get your heart rate tested, and they give you zones that say, oh, your zone 4 is between 167 and 175. Like, if I said, well, that's a deviation of 8%.
That's not very exact.
That's exact. Whereas I can tell you, if you do moderate, medium, man to learn your body, you'll be right on the money.
Yeah.
And so what we do to have some form of exactness is we say, okay, what's mad? We say it's the Olympic distance speed.
Yeah, nice.
You know what I mean? What's medium?
Yeah.
The medium is Ironman race pace.
Yeah.
What's moderate? Ironman pace.
Beautiful.
And easy? Now, everybody can get their head around that.
Yeah.
So instead of being the only guy that can understand or has the physical capacity to do the zone,
Yes.
everybody can relate that to themselves.
Yeah. And we could see that last week in the pool, on the bike. And
that's what it was about, you know.
Yeah.
And so, and we find, again, while everybody keeps saying to us, well, you race them too much. How can we be so consistent all season?
Yeah.
The first thing about being overtrained, what's the first thing that goes? Performance.
Yeah.
So we overtrain when we can race in January and we can race in July and we're racing in November and doing really well. It's because of the way we put the training together.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah. I love that. That's good. Well, I got another question which came up a few times last week, which I really liked. And just watching your squads, it's a couple of times you were mentioning, particularly in the pool, I noticed it. Actually, I might have noticed on the bike, but you were talking about the difference between men and women. And I find what happens is there's a bit of a, well, from my experience, there's a bit of a one-size-fits-all. They try and tell everyone to do this perfect stroke or all that.
Yeah.
Do you want to mention just
of course.
whatever
well,
you recommend?
The first thing that, you know, it's quite obvious to anybody that hasn't done sport. Men and women are different.
Yeah.
Number
I mean,
one.
it made sense logically, but I thought...
Well, when you all come into the sport, you all know that.
Yeah, yeah.
By the time you've been in there for 2 or 3 years, it's like you're taking your head off and put a cabbage on it.
Yeah.
You know, so all
I
that
felt
stuff,
like that a lot last week.
Yeah. So straight away, so you have a situation where the bottom line is this. Women have 20 times less testosterone than men.
Yeah.
So it works in 2 ways. So if the women's doing a lot of slow work,
Yeah.
they're not getting anything out of it from a musculature point of view.
Yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, if the men are doing too much fast work,
Yeah.
they're knocking their T wave or their testosterone through the fall.
Right.
So of course, when I send my guys out to do a ride, they can ride with the girls if it's an easier ride.
Yes.
Because they should be riding 10% slower. They should be swimming 10% slower
Yes.
than what the girls should.
Yes.
So if the girls are doing 15 beats below maximum, bang, 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 bam,
Yeah.
the guys should be going 25 beats below maximum.
Yeah.
So then that should correlate up pretty
Yeah.
much depending on your level.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest indicator for me is that the girls need more tempo work than the guys.
Yeah.
The guys need to do longer stuff, and the next part of that equation is the girls are more naturally carry body fat. Now everybody in the world outside of triathlon understands it,
Yeah.
expects it,
Yeah.
knows it,
Yeah.
but not in triathlon.
No.
We become geniuses, and then straight away, so the girls can be much better fat burners.
Yes.
So again, the girls, if you train them to become fat burners, don't need to do the distances, as you've seen,
Yeah.
and some of the others that come to our squad. Our girls do less work Ironman-wise than
Yeah.
every other girls in the sport.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get my head around that. But
Well,
yeah.
the reason why is because I used to be a horse trainer,
Yeah.
and I know if you stay, you stay.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
trying to win the Melbourne Cup,
Yeah.
you can't win it with a sprinter.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the same thing is you can't be a stayer
Yeah.
and get them ready for the 1200 metres.
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
So I find most girls, 7 out of 10 girls naturally stay
Yeah.
if you fat burn them.
Yes.
Because their fuel is there already
Yeah.
and they burn it and they go all day.
Yeah.
You'll get 2 or 3 out of 10
Yeah.
that is much more metamorphosed,
Yeah. Yeah.
much stronger, and
Yeah.
are sprinters.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the men,
Yeah.
it's the other way around. You'll
Right.
get 2 or 3 out of the 10 that are natural born stayers,
Yeah.
And as Bart Cummins used to say, how do I get my horses to go 2 miles? I train them to go 2 miles.
Yeah.
I work them to go 2 miles.
Yeah.
So straight away, that's why our guys do more volume than our girls.
Yeah. Right.
And everybody can't work it out. They go, hang on, the guys are out there going easy, and he's flogging the girls over here.
Yeah, I sort of saw that in the pool. And,
Yeah, same thing. Because again, in the pool, let's be quite honest with you, it takes a lot more strength swimming than either biking or running.
Yeah.
Running takes the least amount of strength.
Yeah.
The way we ride a bike, the bike riding takes a fair amount of strength.
Yeah.
However, the swimming, you can't get away with it. And the reason why the girls don't swim well, if they're not trained swimmers, is they just don't have the power.
Right.
And then if they don't have the power, they don't have the stroke.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing becomes a chainmail and breaks down. So, again, we do the opposite to what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
The girls, we look for more cadence
Yes.
in the swim than the guys.
Yeah.
However, hang on, that's not right. But on the bike, you've got to have more cadence.
Yeah.
So it's right for the bike,
Yeah.
but it's wrong for the swim.
Yeah.
It's really the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So if you sit down and look at it logically,
Yeah.
remember, Travis, I've never done a triathlon.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that fact. Because it allows me, it's like a piano tuner. The best piano tuners can't play the piano.
Yeah.
Because they can look at it objectively, they can listen to it objectively.
Yeah.
And I find that that's one of my biggest strengths that I don't have. I haven't been ground off by triathlon.
No.
So I look at it and say, okay, to me, triathlon's a compromise.
Yeah.
And as we lead into one of the questions you asked before, and I forgot to answer it. I'm sorry. It was about the different colours. We take black and white, and you're going, but with grey, what are you talking about? Well, I find most age groupers don't give themselves enough rest.
Yes.
When they're going sets,
Yeah.
they're all in a hurry.
Yes.
So what happens is they don't recover enough, so they don't do the fast stuff fast.
Yeah.
They think they're going fast, I think they're going terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you say, okay, I want it slow,
Yeah.
they're all going too fast.
Yeah.
So what happens is they get stuck in the merry middle. They're just doing everything grey.
Yeah.
So it's not slow enough for recovery.
Yeah.
It's not fast enough to build their pace.
Yeah.
And I just seen after the camp, like one of our girls, we were here, and I went through everything trying to explain to her, give yourself more rest. Take 30 seconds rest. Take 5 minutes off when you're tired, and come back and go again. And I watched her. She got in before Nicola did. Nicola got out, did a session. She's still going up and down. And in the end, I wanted to stick the prod to see if she's moving, because so dedicated.
Yeah.
But once the arms were gone,
They're gone.
Travis, arms are gone. Now you can do
I
two
felt that
things.
yesterday.
You felt that a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, a
I
few
know when
times.
Happy wasn't real happy a couple of times. But then you've got to rest them.
Yeah.
If you got out,
And you can somehow go again.
you get out and you give yourself 10 minutes,
Yeah.
come back in and go another 20 minutes good.
Yeah.
But, for poor swimmers, all right, I'm going to do a 200 recovery swim. There is no such thing as a recovery swim for poor swimmers.
No. We like that drill you taught us, which we don't
Yeah.
know if we really want to share because everyone will get it. But
Yeah.
how
so-
we're just locking in poor form and
when you go slow, everything happens. You drop your wrist, you
Yeah.
brush your elbows,
Yeah.
and then it takes even more effort out of you
Yeah.
when you're going slow. So I've seen people do a 200, and that's supposed to be recovery, and a 200 kills it. My idea of a recovery for a poor swimmer is pull a chair up and sit in it,
Yeah.
and let your arms have a rest,
yeah, and then go in and do
and
the
then go
stroke
in and
directly.
do it again.
Yeah.
And then same as the distances. As I had 2 or 3 people said to me at the camp again, you noticed it? Oh, you do lots of 25s.
Yeah.
Well, we got to go long. I said, you can't go long. You don't swim well long.
Yeah.
We went long. I put the paddles and pull buoy on.
Yes.
So you couldn't drop your elbows when you go long.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, everybody else goes, 3 laps and then collapses.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'd rather someone say, you know what, I've got an hour swim, I'm going to do 25s, and I'm going to have 15 seconds rest after each one.
Yeah.
And then when I get tired, after 30, I'm going to stop and take 5 minutes off.
Yeah.
Come back and do it again.
Yeah.
You'll swim better over 3.8 doing that
Yeah.
than getting in and trying to do all the work.
Yeah. I agree with that, and what you were saying about it's 3,800 strokes, and we don't think of stuff like that,
Amazing,
and we go mad at the start, and then we're gone.
Everybody's holding their breath for the first 50.
Yeah, and you say
head
we're
down,
probably
sprint.
we're going off T, we're getting to T1, we're already lactate, and I've experienced that, so.
Sure.
So I was just trying to wind this up with me, but
Right.
there was another question. Oh, an interesting one to do with swimming, I suppose. Like, but we've got a couple of people in our team that either got to Kona or they're about to qualify for Kona, and they're not that good a swimmer.
Yep.
They go right in a wetsuit,
Yep.
and then they go to Kona, and then. Is there any maybe little tips that you say to people?
Yeah.
Is it the 25s again, or is it like...
The big thing is, there's two things that happen at Kona. There's three things that happen at Kona. One is it's very salty, the water, so that works two ways again. So you'll float better even if you don't have a wetsuit. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Number two is, if you're not used to the salty water, you're going to get seasick if there's a chop on. So then the third thing is that people say, oh, well, I'm not going to use a pull buoy or paddle because I don't have a wetsuit when I go to Kona. So they don't get the proper training done. Yes. So they're all out there struggling, swimming through oil because they're all sucked that low and they're terrible stroke mechanics and whatever. But you know what? If I don't do this, I'm not going to be ready for Kona. And they kill themselves, where they're better off sticking to the training, putting the float gear on, get up nice and high. You want to put those float pads on. Yes, you won't have them in Kona, but don't worry about it. And just go to Kona and say, you know what? I've qualified, so you know the swim's the warm-up, and then I'm going to get after it on the bike and run. That's how I try to tell poor swimmers, because if they're there for the first year, they struggle, they fight the water, they get the salt water, they drink that because of course...
I got cut up by it.
Yeah, and
salt water
and scientists, of course, you don't drink any water when you're in the water swimming. That's another talk. But, you know, so, but then all of a sudden, I don't know why I throw up on the bike straight out of the swim.
It's the litre of water you got in your...
It's the litre of water you put in your stomach. And so if you don't worry about that and say, you know what, I'm a poor swimmer. I'm just going to get it done and then go after the bike and run. Going to have a much better race.
That's good. And then I suppose last thing, like Tash and I have been pretty impressed. We're going to go to St. Moritz and do another camp, but we're going to come to Jeju, but maybe you can just say, you know, recommend some of the Possibility Race Team coaches and guys to try and get there.
You know, but you know, we don't, as you've found out, we try to help coaches. Because all we want to do is spread the word. What we do is total body force. So, you know, the whole thing, the swimming, the biking, the running, is all mixed, not just with techniques changed, compromised, but the training is the same. So we do certain things, so the end result's a great triathlon. And so, you know, we're happy for teams if they want to come to our website, book through our website, to come to our camps, and come and even stay in our places. Even if they've got their own coaches, they bring their own people. No problems for me at all. I'm happy for people like we started with Jeju, because Jeju is a wonderful exotic island that nobody even knows exists. It's easy to get to from Australia. So you fly straight to either Korea. Excuse me.
You're right.
That's all right. It's one of Nicola or Danny or Wendy.
Wanting you to go coach them or something.
Yes, exactly. What are we doing this afternoon? It never stops. You noticed that too, didn't you? Yes.
They're all on you all the time.
Exactly. But the communication is the key. So that's something we can point out. People don't realise. I would do...
It's probably one after the other after. Spirit on too.
So
you need to get it?
No, don't worry about that. Okay. But the communication is everything. So, you know, we might go see each other 3 times a day. So far we've seen each other twice. And I've had 6 emails. And now 2 phone calls. So that's what happens. And then Danny's the other one that's exactly the same. Because it's important. And that's why if a coach wants to bring their people up and watch and, you know, come to the camp themselves and train their other people in the spare time, no problems whatsoever. If you come up to do Jeju, I suggest you do 2 weeks. You come and do a trainer week. And then you actually come and do a holiday there because it's
really nice.
And you can ride around the island, stop at little hotels. So it's a 200-kilometre island, and every part of the island is different. So you can ride 40k, beach here, you know, great big holiday stuff. You know, like it's like Kona, only nicer.
I like it.
Okay.
So we're going to go there instead of Kona this year.
Well,
so maybe
the other thing too is you can actually catch a plane to Japan and go straight across to Kona.
Tash and I were thinking we might do that.
It's a quick jump.
All right, we better wind it up there. We could probably go for hours, but maybe we'll do another one with you in St. Moritz if you're up for it, and we'll ask you different questions. And maybe as Tash and I progress a little bit with some of your thinking and ideology, we'll give feedback to our team as well.
Perfect.
Thanks for your time, mate.
No worries.
Pleasure. You have a good day, honey?